Hello everyone, today I am back with the vocabulary related to environment. All the vocabularies I am going to discuss with you today are on the topic of environment only, and you can use it in all the task tools that is related to environment, environmental pollution, renewable, non-renewable sources, biodegradable, non-biodegradable waste, plastic packaging, etc. On all those topics you may use the vocabulary. Now the first word I have is derelict. So though this word derelict is not directly related to environment, but we often get it in the reading. Derelict means neglected or abandoned, means choda hua in Hindi. So we can use it in other terms other than environment, other terms also, like old people are derelict. The most derelict people in the society means they are the most neglected people in the society, and this is an adjective. Coming to the second word, that is the important word when it comes to the essays on environmental pollution, on plastic packaging. uh, Defile, the word is defile. It is a verb. It means to make something impure. Means if we are defiling something, if we defile something, it means we are making that thing impure, impure, or contaminating that thing. We are contaminating that thing. Contaminate karna. The sentence is here, people defile the air. Now this sentence has been made using the verb defile. People defile the air, or you can say public transport emit gases that defile the air. Defile means contaminate the air. Now this word is replacing the word pollute. Sometimes the word pollute in the essay of pollution repeats itself again and again, so we can change it with the word defile. Now defilement is a noun that has been made from this verb. Defilement is noun. Defile means contaminate, and defilement means contamination. Defilement means contamination. Defilement means contamination. Now this is the sentence using the noun meaning of this word. People are the reason for air defilement, or you can say public transport or private transport, whatever is it, private transport is the main reason for air defilement. Now defilement means air contamination, means the process of getting air getting polluted. This can also replace the word pollution, means air pollution. Instead of air pollution you can say air defilement. So this is a good, means quite a good synonym of this word. Now deplete, the second word is deplete. This word is used in the essay, especially where the resources are mentioned. If deplete means to use up something, to reduce something, means to lessen the quantity of something very quickly, or to use up something. The sentence here is people are depleting the resources recklessly. That is very important sentence to be written in writing task 2. People are depleting the resources recklessly, or especially this word will be used, depletion of resources, in the task 2, which is on renewable and non-renewable resources. We'll say people are depleting the non-renewable resources. Now what are non-renewable resources we will learn in this video. Further, people are depleting non-renewable resources recklessly. Now recklessly means carelessly. Depleting means using. This deplete is verb, so instead of people are using, we'll say people are depleting the non-renewable resources recklessly. The word depletion has been made from the noun from the verb deplete. This is the noun. Depletion means reduction. Deplete means to reduce. Depletion means reduction of resources. So reckless depletion of resources. Reckless depletion of resources. If we want to make a sentence, you can say people are the main factor or reason behind the reckless depletion of resources. Reckless activities, careless activities of the people are the main reason behind the reckless depletion of resources. Coming to the next verb, that is cultivate. This verb is only used when we are talking about plantation. Cultivate means to grow, and only if we are talking about plants, then we are gonna use this word cultivate. People must grow plants. Instead of grow, we'll say people must cultivate plants in order to safeguard the environment. Safeguard means to conserve, to preserve, bachana in Hindi, in order to make it safe. People must cultivate plants. Instead of grow, we have used cultivate. People must grow plants, or people must cultivate plants. This verb is also making the noun, that is cultivation. Cultivation means growth. Cultivate means grow, cultivation means growth. So cultivation of plant, the sentence here is cultivation of plant should be done by people. This has been used as noun here. Cultivation of plants should be done by people. Now renewable resources, sometimes we get essays on renewable or non-renewable resources, and we must with which resource we must produce our energy. And in these essays basically we are always in the side of renewable resources, and we always say that we must try to produce our resources with renewable resources. The reason is that these resources are water, air, sunlight, and these resources are replenishable resources, means these resources can be refilled easily. That is why we say that we must always produce the energy using renewable resources, that is using water, air, or sunlight. So synonym for renewable resources is replenishable resources, and the meaning of the word replenishable is that can be refilled. Now biodiversity, this word can be used when the essay is on animal extinction, that more and more animals are, because species of animals are becoming extinct, then we can say this is basically what, this is the loss of biodiversity. Biodiversity means the variety of life, that is the variety of life on earth, variety of plants and animals that exist on a particular place. If we say that the biodiversity of a particular place is getting harmed, it means that the variety of life is getting harmed, the number of species is getting less and less. So if we say that animals are getting extinct, and what is the damage which is being caused to environment, then we can say the main damage is the loss of biodiversity. We have less diversity now. So while giving the solutions also, we can say we must preserve the biodiversity and we must avoid the loss of biodiversity. Example, I believe more funding should be made available for biodiversity conservation. Conservation means preservation, means safeguarding something. So more funds should be made available by the government for the conservation of biodiversity. Emit word is also very crucial when it comes to the essays on pollution. Emit means to release, and specially used for gases. If the vehicles release gas, we say vehicles emit gas rather than saying release, because it is more stronger verb than the word release. Vehicles not release gas, we'll say vehicles emit gas. Emit is the verb here. Emitted are the two forms of this verb. Vehicles emit greenhouse gases. Now emission word has been made from this verb emit. Emission means the release of gas. Note that emit means to release the gas, it is the action, and emission means the release of a gas. So it is a phenomenon, it is a happening, it is the action, it is a happening. Now the government must take actions to reduce the emission of CO2. This has been used as a noun here. Vehicles emit CO2. Government must stop the emission of CO2. We will not say that government must stop the emit of CO2. We will say government must stop the emission of CO2 if we want to use it as a noun, and like this. Now biodegradable, let us see what's biodegradable. Biodegradables are those materials which first of all, this biodegradable word is very important when you are writing an essay on plastic waste, and these essays are very common. We say that plastic should not be used. The reason is that plastic is non-biodegradable waste. We should always use biodegradable materials. If we are carrying a product, the packaging of the product should be biodegradable. Now reason is that biodegradable is the material that is able to decay in a natural way, means it gets decomposed in the environment. Gal jata hai in Hindi. It gets decayed or it gets decomposed in the environment naturally and very quickly as compared to non-biodegradable waste. Also when it gets decayed, it is not harmful to the environment. In fact, people use the biodegradable waste as a fertilizer also. So instead of being harmful, it is good for the environment. So biodegradable waste is basically wood, paper, food waste, human and animal waste, etc. And plastic is non-biodegradable waste. We say in elaboration, we'll say it takes years to get decomposed naturally in the environment. It takes years or hundreds of years to get decomposed naturally in the environment. And if it is burnt or if we burn it, it emits or releases means emit, we have learned. If it is burnt into the environment, then it releases poisonous gases. Thank you for watching, everyone.